You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
The Heralds are back. Beers talking balls, rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Battered Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordi, Lucho, the Fat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just vibe. $3.99, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Inter Miami, the Herons are back. Welcome to another episode of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Chris Duran, and alongside me, I have a couple beautiful images. Danny is at the game. It is amazing. We are MLS Cup bound. This is it. What a beautiful game. We have officially finished the game 5-1. And listen, I'm pretty salty about it. Also, Dr. T, that we couldn't be able to walk away with a clean sheet. But I just want to say, I called 4-1. And Allende decided, you know what? I'm going to get a Hattie today. So Enzer is EMZX6R is saying, booking my flight. Listen, hurry it up. Next week is the championship. Everybody is excited. AJ's out here. Vamos. Everybody owes an apology. I think one of the Inter Miami accounts, Inter Miami News Hub or something, put up an apology letter for everybody to sign. I'll be first in line with that. That's for sure. I mean, I'm watching a little bit of it now. Everybody is jumping on the field. I think they're going to have some sort of a celebration for the Eastern Conference Championship. I hope that they just like lift it up once, give it to somebody and walk away, because this is not the last trophy that we'll be winning in this tournament. Next week, we're going to be holding up another trophy. So this one is nothing compared to what's coming next week. Doctor's asking, who would we rather play in the MLS Cup final? I don't know. I think it's better Vancouver, but we'll probably talk about that in the MLS show. Did Daniel go to the game? Mr. Krabs is asking. Yes, he did. He went to the game. He is probably enjoying the festivities right now. Shout out to Mr. Duke out in Chicago. And Juan de Oliveira, perfect. Allende is the goal bookmark. Started hot and ended hot. Yeah, started hot. Was very cold in the middle of the season. And listen, you're scoring at the right time. That's what counts. Rubita here saying, a llorar al cuartico. Let me see if I can find that sound so I can make sure that Solana feels the love as well, because I think he also went to the game.
A llorar al cuartito, amigos. A llorar al cuartito. Ciao.
So there's Solana, which he'll probably be making a little bit of a guest appearance. It's going to be fantastic. Let's see. MZX is also saying he was hoping to get one of those towels from today. I mean, look, they passed it around in a lot of the sections, but not in the corner sections. Manuelias is saying, can we keep Alba and retire Suarez? I don't understand why Alba is retiring. I don't get it. Back connection hub. That's not back connection hub. It's an official trophy, by the way. It is. And if it is an official trophy, then our first trophy was the Carolina Cup. Our first trophy was really the Carolina Cup. Give Mascherano an attaboy. Yes, I mean, he's made some pretty big decisions throughout these playoffs. I mean, look, Ian Frey came in for Wagon, and he kept Wagon as a starter. If he knew that he was in good, I guess, in healthy condition, he could have he could have went ahead and just started him, but that's not the case. So, guys, this is an amazing outcome. I mean, look, 5-1. 5-1 was the end result against NYCFC. I mean, I called 4-1, but an extra goal is nice. And Ems is saying called it 5-1 as well. And yeah, Sean Rodriguez saying it perfectly. Allende went from flop to breaking a record. How crazy is that? Breaking an MLS playoff record. Stray Dog asking, did I go to the stadium? No, I didn't. My daughter is in town this week from college, so I did not. But I am going to be going to next week's game. That's a guarantee. And one goal says, Chris, be right back. I got to drive to Publix to buy Mascherano his flowers. Make sure you buy a couple bouquets for Danny and I, because we're going to need to give that man some flowers as well. And I mean, look, you guys, it's such an amazing feeling. Yeah, look, they are handing out a trophy. I don't know if you guys are still following it, but they do have actual hardware. I think they showed it in the beginning of the game. Right now, Messi is talking to the Moss brothers, and they are going to be handing out the Eastern Conference trophy to the team. And Mike V saying, I called it. Allende was going to pop off in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, you did call it, Mike V. You did call it. ROTM is saying Rocco Blanco made some great saves. Listen, his save led to an amazing goal. His save, and you're saying it right here. I'm sorry. I mean, listen, his save led to a fantastic goal. And Andy Crims just coattailing. I just shout out to Andy Crims, guys. Let's give a round of applause to Andy. This guy is just coattailing any team that plays against Inter Miami. Guys, if you could just, Andy, I mean, you only got one more road to drive on here, Andy, and then it's over. And the loaner is asking Chris, go and watch this trophy celebration. I'm watching it. I'd show it to you, but then we'd probably get banned from like YouTube just because I'm showing a bunch of guys jumping around some hardware. But it is showing right now. I'll see if I could do like a play-by-play. They did like a whole setup. It has Eastern Conference Champions 2025. All the players are getting sort of up on the podium. And Danny is actually sending some pictures as we speak to me. They're all kind of just standing there celebrating. You know, some of them are celebrating a little bit more than others because they know that we still got one more game. Lightning is out here sending his apologies to Mascherano. And listen, never go full, Andy Crims. So, and let's see here. Angel Stat is saying the whole team is playing much better on the playoffs, but I am still a bit annoyed when they lose the ball due to delayed passes or losing time. But despite that, amazing team. Yes. Yeah. And you're 100% Techie Housewife. There's no way this NYCFC would have beaten Inter Miami with no multi-pronged attacking. All they rely is on Miami to make mistakes, and this is a different Miami. Guys, one thing I want to remind you of, and yes, Rico, what a blowout. Our last guess, okay, Manny, a.k.a. Danny's cousin, a.k.a. I hate Manny, or I forgot what the hashtag was. It was Manny, hashtag Manny, you suck. Make sure you guys put that. Guys, get on Twitter right now. Put hashtag Manny, you suck. NYCFC takes that L 5-1. You know what it is? He went to the game and got a handed an L, 5-1 L. And yeah, right now they are, I guess, doing some announcements right now. And yes, Manny está llorando en el cuartico. Yes, absolutely. And listen, Doctor, don't forget about Segovia existing, because he does make a hell of a difference. Andy, no, I didn't watch in the stadium. I watched it at home, which is cool because I was able to get a different perspective. Manny is probably crying right now, Isaiah, Right now, they are walking out of the tunnel and someone is handing the trophy. I really don't know who this is, to be perfectly honest. Yes, Mr. Krabs, Manny is Danny's cousin. And Judas, I don't know if we're going to be doing a watch along for Vancouver and San Diego, because Danny is probably not going to make it back on time, and it's a pretty late game. I don't know what time the game is, but I think it is a pretty late game. Hold on. One Goal is saying the Spanish tennis player is presenting them the trophy. What? Some rando bando that has nothing to do with the sport is presenting the trophy. Isn't that Carlos Alcaraz? Okay, all right. Number one tennis player. I guess he's a somebody. Yeah, poor Manny. Absolutely. And listen, Mr. Manny right here saying that incredible save from Rocco is the turning point of the match. I said it earlier, but you said it better. You said it better. Rocco's Blocco is the turning point. It literally, the very next play led to a goal. And Stancy, what are you sending shots to me? Chris knows nothing. What do you mean? How do I know nothing? Well, I don't know anything about tennis. No, I mean, I don't watch tennis. Messi is carrying the cup. Yep, he's bringing it up to the fellas, and now they're cheering, sort of holding the cup up, and a ton of awesome fireworks in the background. Hopefully that doesn't sting anyone that's in the stands. That looks like it's expensive and could lead to a heavy lawsuit. Oh, a lot of confetti. Very beautiful. I mean, I hope that they don't overdo it now, because next week I want a better celebration than this. And Messi blew off the announcer. Alpha, shout out to Alpha. Haven't seen you in a bit, dude. Haven't seen him in a while. And listen, I'm not going to slow it down, Alpha. We're on the highest of highs. We're on the highest of highs. We're going to be playing either Vancouver, which is Mueller-led, or we're going to be playing against San Diego, which is CJ Dos Santos-led. And we haven't played them. In reality, the first game against them was supposed to be next year. So if they win, it's going to be a huge matchup with a team that we've never played against. So they have really nothing to work off of against us. Neither do we. That's going to be a lot. We'll talk about that next week, especially when we get closer to the game. Tadeo Allende just looking like a badass. He had the hat turned back, and then he said, "No, it's business time." Forward with a hat trick. I mean, it's such a beautiful thing that Messi had an input in this game, and it wasn't statistically. And you have players like Allende and Silvetti who are literally thriving with this kind of player. So, and Pedri, I'll take it, okay? Forget Campapi, Chris. Allende is your new daddy. Listen, as long as Allende plays like this throughout the playoffs, that's all I want, okay? And Mr. Manny is saying, will you believe that I had a 5-1 favor of Miami? I swear. I would believe it. I called 4-1. So I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm just going to check in to see if Solana or Danny or anybody else is going to be jumping on with me. So that way they can be able to give us a little bit of an input from the stadium. Because, man, we always start off with how the ambiance was, how the actual stadium looked. And look, I saw Pedri got called out at this other podcast. I saw it. And shout out to Peter Brown and Uncle Ed for holding it down, because Pedri can be a nuisance. But I don't like that you guys get fake Christmas trees. That's not my deal. Okay. And shout out to you guys for posting up your Christmas trees earlier today. The cat will be coming. Okay, Stancy. But the game, listen, the stadium looked packed. And it was a lot of pink, because today they ended up giving away a pink towel with Miami and NYCFC's logo with the date on it, showing the Eastern Conference Final Championship. And that's cool, right? And they also told the fans at some point to kind of turn it around to all pink, so that way the stadium could be all pink. I did see that there were a lot of NYCFC fans, which doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of transplants down here in South Florida. And I mean, look, Danny used to be an NYCFC follower before Inter Miami got here. Same thing with Matty Ice from SoFlo Soccer. Manny, he's still NYCFC fan. So there's typically a lot of New Yorkers down here that love that team. I see David Day says, with this Miami win, LAFC qualifies for 2026 CONCACAF Champions Cup. Thanks to Leonel. Well, I mean, you could think that. Yeah, you could thank him. BR is saying, I bet Allende exactly 2 goals and 4-1 win. There's no effing way, man. So, look. Techie Housewife says, Inter Miami's dinner today, New York pizza with 5 toppings. And guys, it was such a beautiful showing at the stadium. The stadium was packed. Tons of people went out there. A lot of people that I know that haven't gone to games went out there. So definitely the buzz is starting to pick up a little bit in South Florida. And it was a packed stadium. You could see it even on the TV. You could hear it. I've said my things about how, the supporters sound and La Familia and stuff. Listen, they showed out. They were very loud. It doesn't seem like it was like pumped into the stadium or anything. They were all out there. And it looked like a fantastic showing from the fan base. They got there on time. Rico, I didn't go to the game because my daughter's in town from college. So I decided to stay in for this game. But next game, I'm definitely going to be at the championship. There's no way I'm missing that, because we're playing at home. No matter who wins tonight between Vancouver and San Diego, we're playing at home. Now, the good thing about this setup here that Danny created is I don't have to bring up the starting 11, because the starting 11 is right here. Over to the right-hand side, we have the starting 11. And Hammy, yes, we made it. Yes. Shout out to Hammy. It's been a while since you've been around. Mike V is asking, what are they doing the pre-sale for the final? It's probably going to be like Monday, or they'll probably send an email tonight or tomorrow where you'll be able to get in like on a code or a pre-sale. I mean, Mike V, I thought you had season tickets. I mean, unless you want to get more tickets, because you can be able to kind of join that as well. So now, and shout out to OG, sending love from Nigeria. Shout out to you. Thanks for joining the show, man. I don't even know what time it is over there. So let's talk about the starting 11. Okay. Starting 11, we got in the back, Rocco Blocco. Okay. And before I keep going, Garriga is sending in a super slam here. Nice. Goats. Says MLS Cup is ours. Thank you so much for the 1999 Super Slam. Yes, MLS Cup is ours. I don't care how cocky I sound. I don't care. The MLS Cup is definitely ours. I don't think, listen, I honestly thought that our best competition was going to be Cincy, and we destroyed them. We destroyed them. And hit that like button, guys. If you're here hanging out with me tonight, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, do what you guys do. Greetings from Belgium at TM51. Wow, yeah. You like the ride, TM? Stick around and hang out. And Bella trying to calm things down, say, don't be cocky. Many years I have seen. Look, right now it's as hype as it's going to be, and it's probably going to be even hyper by the time we get to the preview. And I don't know, this season just feels like the season. And Hammy, in reality, I kind of fear the Whitecaps. a little bit more than San Diego. I mean, they're both good teams, but listen, I'm not even going to talk about that. Let's talk about the starting lineup. Rocco Blanco's in goal. In the back four in defense, you got Jordi Alba, Noah Allen, Maxi Falcone, and Weigand starting. And then you got your double pivot with Busquets and RDP. Above them is what it seemed like where Baltasar Rodriguez was kind of hanging out. Then you got the left wing with Matteo Silvetti. You got the right wing with Tadeo Allende. And then playing up at the 9 spot, or so false 9, is the king, Lionel Messi. As far as the starting lineup goes, there's no way that there were going to be any sort of changes to the starting lineup. Like, I feel like at this point, Mascherano, and especially he's sort of a creature of habit. He's sort of a creature of habit. And essentially, he's not going to make any crazy changes to the starting lineup, especially this deep into the season, where a change like that could be pretty pivotal. Okay. A change like that could definitely be very pivotal. So he's going to stick to whatever's working. And listen, before this game, Silvetti and Allende were working. That's just the facts. Silvetti, a lot of people can say, well, he's missed time. He had to go play with Argentina. So you saw a lot of glimpses and things like that. But Allende, I think a lot of people had doubt because in the regular season, after he kind of, blew up in the beginning, kind of fell off. The trajectory was pretty bad. But then in the playoffs, Allende's been hot, just been fire. There's just no way that you can be able to take that away from him. Okay. So it works, right? Baltasar, same thing. I mean, Baltasar, you can make an argument, but as far as the starting lineup goes, I felt pretty comfortable with this starting lineup. And Aria's here saying on to the final. Listen, that's the most exciting thing. The most exciting thing. Stancy, Frey didn't have a good game today. There were a couple good plays by him, but he's coming in at the end. Weigand was not towards the end, but like around 70 minutes or something like that. I'm gonna have to go back. But this referee, I don't know what it is, but every game I've seen from this referee, he loves controlling the game with cards. I'd love to look back at that referee's specific games that he's reffed. I feel like every game that I've seen him in, more so than not, he's controlling the game a lot with cards. This was a very physical game. And our last guest, like I mentioned in the beginning, Manny, said that they were going to play very physical, said that they were good at set pieces. Their only goal was off of a set piece. But at the end of the day, Harold puts it best. NY didn't know what hit him. NY didn't know what hit him. And that's all that counts. Aria is saying one more win. And yes, Sandy G is saying Allende on fire. This is perfect. I mean, it's literally at the perfect time. Let's go. Heat 23 saying, let's effing go, familia. And Soccer Daddy, I am alone because Danny is at the game right now. He's actually leaving as we speak, but he went to the game, enjoyed it, and it's great because he was able to get 3 goals in front of him from the pink side. He also saw an NYCFC goal in our section. And again, Rico with the perfect comment. I'm not alone. I have all 250 of you here with me. Okay? And there's no other way I'd want it. There's no other way I'd want it. Now, as far as starting 11, like I said, this is, in my opinion, probably the perfect starting 11 that you can work with. They're already used to playing with each other in these pressurized games. I think throwing a person differently in this situation will kind of mess up the chemistry maybe. And at the end of the day, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? I mean, this team has been working up to now. I mean, we know the result here, right? Over here, 5-1. We've scored over 4 goals or more in the playoffs. recently in the last couple games. So why are we going to make any changes? This is perfect. This is perfect. So I want to run down a little bit of what happened in the game. And we'll go over some of what we think about the game, because Mr. Yoshi's here saying Baltasar had a mid game. Segovia made a difference, which he did, even though Segovia did have a couple turnovers, he had also a couple steals. He had a couple steals in the game that made a pretty big difference too. And Mr. Manny bringing up a big point. Chris, all the Barca boys with assists today. Man, Messi as false nine rocks. That's absolutely true. I mean, I don't know if Luis Suarez, did he get an assist? Let's see. I'm not sure whether Luis Suarez got an assist. I guess all the Barca boys except Luis Suarez. But yeah, all the Barca boys, I guess we'll just say it, all the Barca boys ended up getting assists. And I mean, it's a good showing for sure. Oh, that's right. He's not a Barca boy. Wait. No, didn't he play with Barcelona? Am I wrong there? I mean, I'm not familiar with whether he played at Barcelona, but I feel like he played at Barcelona. I mean, am I wrong? Okay, all right. You guys trying to pull a fast one on me because I don't know all of my soccer knowledge. I mean, I thought I knew enough. So, and this is a great comment right here. Sandy G saying Segovia and Alba goal is a world-class goal. Yeah. I mean, it was a fantastic goal. It was really good teamwork, to be honest. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. Did you guys think in the beginning of the game, before the game started, or I guess let's just say the first 5-10 minutes, did you guys, well, you know what? Before I get to my question, I'm going to get to someone that's in the stadium right now. Let's shoot over to Danny Solana. Solana is at the stadium with
What's going on, bud? How's it going,
man?
champion?
How's it? Yeah, how's it going, Poppy? How's it going, champion bound? We're about to go MLS championship bound, Solana.
Yeah,
how are the vibes out there?
We're here. I'll show you a little bit. We're here live at the stadium. Unfortunately, we're in lockdown mode because there's a little kid that got misplaced. But there's a lot of fans back here in the background, and yeah.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I hope that kid finds his parents or his caretakers for sure.
Looks like I lost connection from you, so I'm gonna let you go.
All right, brother. Well, when you get out of there, if you want, you can jump on. Just let me know. Give me a heads up. There's Solana. Hold on. Let me see if I could be able to bring him back. Solana, you there? You there, Solana? Yeah, that's going to be tough. The connection is really awful at the stadium. When I've joined other shows, it's been really crazy. The connection is really brutal. So yes, let's get back to the program. Kata saying, I'm so freaking hyped. Listen, there's no other way but to be hyped. I mean, this is a huge win. This is it's a colossal win, and it's the first time ever Inter Miami has. I mean, this is the farthest we've ever gotten before, and now we're finally at the point where we're at the championship. This is for all the marbles. For all the marbles. So let's get to the rundown of the game. So I was talking a little bit to Danny because Danny was at the game and he kind of saw a lot of cool stuff. He was able to get the towels. They had the towels at every single seat except for the ones that are in the Lego stands in the corners. That's the only place that you weren't able to get a towel. But aside from that, it was a good showing. And funny thing is we ended up with the best moment, because I went on another podcast a little bit earlier this week, and I said that the key is going to be who scores the first goal. Lawrence is mentioning the defense was not really impressive. It's weird because the defense, I guess, in the back line didn't look too impressive, but I feel like in the midfield we played pretty well defensively. I feel like we played pretty well on the defensive end. So, and this is, Brian has mentioned we won't have Jordy for the Copa, though. He's such a huge loss. I think it's a colossal loss. I have no idea why he's retiring. It can't be because of fatigue or because he doesn't feel like he's capable. I feel like it's probably like more of a, I guess, a personal decision. Whereas a lot of people make the decision to retire because they just feel like they can't offer anything more to the game. You know, or they're just not able to keep up, you know, with the young bucks. And shout out with a drum roll kicking in. 199 Super Slam says, Chris, we are dominating right now. So hyped. That's, I think, the best feeling. It's not that we're just winning. It's in the fashion that we're winning. We're winning like heavily handed. We're winning heavily handed in these playoffs. Heavy handed. We are bowing all of the opponents. Everybody in the playoffs is getting a bow from Inter Miami. So starting off, we end up scoring the first goal of the game, and it came at the 14th minute mark. Tadeo Allende, I mean, he ends up taking what to me was a beautiful strike. And I'm just getting some messages here. I love the fact that like Cello is just such a badass. So talking about the goal, right? The Allende goal, I believe it was from a cross that came from Busquets, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it came from Busquets. Nazar is saying, hi, how are you doing? I told you yesterday it's over. Inter Miami champions of 2025 of MLS Cup. You told us, and we heard you, and so did Inter Miami. And Jin Rome is saying not winning the supporter shield was a blessing in disguise. Correct, because we don't get jinxed. We don't get jinxed. And yes, Jack Hart, it was a Boosie assist. Q and Dokru is, yes, there was a play where he scored off of an Alba assist, but the first one was sort of a like he crossed it sort of over, kind of looped it right over the entire team, the entire defense, and Allende made a beautiful sort of backline, like a backline run where he timed it just perfectly, got in behind the defense, because we know that's in his bag, right? That's the number one thing he's got in his bag, and it worked. And he placed it perfectly where the defender kind of deflected it and then caught it on the bounce, and put it in the back of the net and led us right there. In the 14th minute, first goal, beautiful strike. And that's what shows the kind of gear that Allende is in right now. Now, I think Janina is asking 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Are you asking when the championship game is? I believe MLS Cup. Yes, the MLS Cup game is on December 6th on Saturday at 2:30. That's when the championship game is on, at 2:30 p.m. next Saturday. So put your clocks on, put your alarms on, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's when you're going to see the boys in pink again. And we're one goal mentioning Alan is solid, our favorite local kid, but he can have a shaky moment, but he's all heart. Yeah, I mean, look, there was a couple of defensive plays where he was caught out of position, but he also made a couple big defensive plays as well. And Dr. T is saying Allende shooting like Haaland. Listen, he caught that thing on the bounce and put it right in the back of the net off of a beautiful pass from Busquets. Beautiful pass from Busquets. And I mean, that's the class that you get from Busquets. To see him making that run, the moment, I don't know if you saw the play, but he looked down like seconds before they even made that run. Like he knew he was going to make that run, and it was just perfectly placed right in front of him. Allende getting better with how he's putting his body, with his body placement, and that was just a fantastic goal by Allende. So that was the first one. The second goal, which someone ended up bringing up, which was the Allende assist. That was later on at the 23rd minute. You know what it is? 9 minutes later. 9 minutes later, you get a beautiful cross. Get a beautiful cross from Jordi Alba. And then a beautiful header. A beautiful header. Gorgeous. Starbucks has great Wi-Fi. I mean, and Al-Sawad is saying you have to thank Mascherano for keeping Allende in starting line always. I think you just got to strike while the iron's hot. Because He23 is saying Allende was possessed. And Soccer Daddy saying, I mean, look, Soccer Daddy, I got to give you a lot of props. Because you've been backing Allende for a while. So, and shout out to Scotty and Sora, I guess. I don't know if they're hanging out in the chat. I haven't seen them here, but I'm sure they're doing their stuff too. And Sonic is saying everyone knows Allende and Mascherano an apology. I think that apologies are due for sure. And shout out to you, Max, for making that driving home from the game right now. And holy F, what an incredible atmosphere tonight. Listen, we talked about the ambiance and how the stands felt. So it looked fantastic from the TV. MDS Seif saying, hi, Chris, love from Bangladesh. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let your friends know that we do a show talking about Inter Miami and all that kind of good stuff. And this is what obviously nobody wants. Hopefully Allende doesn't go back to default setting in the final. Listen, I think that he's in a mode where he's just fully locked in. He's fully locked in. This is, yes, from there to there, playoff Allende, this is exactly what's happening right now. And Soccer Daddy is the leader of hashtag playoff Allende. Soccer Daddy, you are the leader of that. But getting back to the goal, second goal, Tadeo Allende gets his brace from a beautiful cross by Jordi Alba. And Allende puts himself in the best spot, jumps and heads it with his beautiful head of hair, just on the opposite, on the far post. And it just goes right over the hands of Mafries. We're literally looking at Mafries disrespectfully at this point. You're supposed to be the USMNT goalie. Sorry, but not sorry. We just are scoring all over your face. And Jay Vasquez, this is a good point. Sucks that Prime Allende likely going back to La Liga after the season. And I mean, look, he's doing fantastic now. So I have nothing to throw shade at Allende for. Studio saying Rocco Blanco also. Yes, Rocco Blanco with a beautiful couple. Well, he had a couple blocks, but there was one block that everybody saw where he just outstretched as far as he can ever outstretch ever and made a fantastic block. I mean, the kick, the way that it kind of left their foot, and I guess we'll get to that point. But I wanted to bring up another point because in between, I believe that goal, the 14th and the 23rd minute, I believe there was like a tussle in the middle of the field between NYCFC and Inter Miami. And that is when, or it was, it was somewhere between then. That's where Maxi Morales ends up getting the yellow card at the 20th minute. And for some reason, Marcelo Weigand, just because he's a badass and he has no fear for anyone. So go pick up your shirt with Marcelo Weigand with the advisory, because that is fantastic. So speaking about NYCFC trying to get Gully onto the pitch with us, I'm going to go ahead and bring on someone so we can be able to get their perspective. So let me shoot over to Manny, who came onto the show with us to preview NYCFC. Manny, how are things feeling right now?
Bro, just give me the Que Pena award. I'm a 2-time Que Pena award winner on your show.
Yeah.
Listen. I said it would be 3-1. It sucks. I'll tell you right now, it sucks. But what did I say on the show when we were breaking it down? I thought those first 15, 30 minutes is very important.
Yes.
Once Miami got that first goal, it just felt like, oh yeah, we're in trouble. And I said it myself. I'm like, I'm very scared that if they score first, it might get ugly. And unfortunately, it got ugly. Unfortunately.
I need to play this for you because I'm sorry, but it's time to llorar a cuartico.
A llorar al cuartito. Chao. Así es. Hey,
Oh, God.
A llorar al cuartito, amigo.
That's our boy Solano, who's actually also to get on. And he,
Really?
Nico, listen, unfortunately, you guys took a big L for your side, but fortunately for us, I mean, we had full control like after the second half. In the first half, I felt like you probably felt a little comfortable, no?
Well, I got to tell you, Chris, so when it was 2-0, I alluded to the fact that the team is very resilient, right? I just thought to myself that if we score one, we just need one goal. You get one goal, 2-1 in the halftime. Like, listen, that was Miami bringing it, and we're down a goal. Hey, maybe make it interesting. It was around the 65th minute. I got off my seat screaming goal. And it was that center where I think it was Wolf. He had a wide open. He was 1v1 with the goalkeeper.
Yes.
And amazing save. Right after that save came the third goal for Inter Miami. That moment alone is the reason why I got a Que Pena award. I'm assuming. Yeah, that moment was that was the game. That was the game right there. It went from 2-2 to 5-1 at the snap of a finger.
Yeah, I mean, look.
That's just unfortunately that's just how the game is.
It's like you mentioned in the last episode, like, if they win against Inter Miami, at least you came to see their last game in the playoffs. And, if they lose, at least you got to kind of represent, show out, and see them play. So,
yeah, man. Well, so people get an idea of how much it means. I mean, I work, unfortunately it's mandatory where I work. So I was all week fighting with my boss to tell him, listen, I need to be off at this time. I need to be off this time. And I had to show up to work, and my boss, shout out to my boss. He hooked it up for me. He did his best to make sure I leave at a certain time. My job is very physical. It's physical labor pretty much. And so the last time I had a meal was probably 12 hours ago, actually. It was 9 a.m. before I went to work, just to make it on time. Right when I got to my seat, the players were already, it was national anthem. And I was like, thank God I made it. And after getting pretty much seeing my team get their ass kicked, I still feel like it's weird. Obviously, I'm not happy. It sucks to lose. But, like, just being able to be there in the moment, because at the end of the day, it is a big deal. I mean, it's a conference finals. I don't know until next time the team might make it. So I had to show out. And also, we got to see Messi 405. He broke the record. Hey, man. NYCFC made the history books right there.
Yes.
Someone had to be
No, I
the
mean,
person to fucking, you know, have Messi break the
I
record.
get it.
And, hey, my team will be engraved. So,
yeah, for sure. And I mean, look, you know, respect to you guys. You know, Cunley is saying respect to NYCFC. They punched above their weight. Look, it sucks to definitely lose out on one of their best players due to injury. But I shout out to you for going out there and enjoying your time. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out for NYCFC, but I'm pretty sure it was a good experience.
Oh, no.
And shout out to your boss for letting you take advantage of
yeah,
being
man.
able
Shout
to attend
out.
the game.
Without him, I wouldn't be able to witness that ass kicking live. I mean, yeah, so much for that. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Whatever. It is what it is, man.
Sports.
Hey, shout out to
man.
you for letting me hear. Like I told Danny when it was 4-1, I was like, Danny, just give me the Kepena award and just let me know if you want me back on the podcast for this. I know people wanted me back, so I was like,
Yes.
let me give the people what they want. I guess show my freaking face after
dude.
that crap.
Well, Manny, thank you so
man.
much for joining me after the game, brother. Much appreciated.
Oh, good. Thank you for having me, man. Hey, good luck to y'all. Listen, I'm at the end of the day, I'm happy for my squad, and I think the future's bright for this team. But I mean, it's not about New York. Yo, best of luck in the finals, man. I know it's here, Vancouver, San Diego. I think it'll be San Diego, man. I think it'll be San Diego, Miami. I think that's great for the league. You got the best offense playing against San Diego, who, I mean, they're pretty much fluid up and down the field. Defense is solid.
Yes.
Offense is awesome. Miami is on fire. It'll be a fun game. And Vancouver, same thing, man. But I think San Diego. And it'll be a fun matchup for sure, man. I'll definitely keep an eye on you guys' channel for the preview and the breakdown of what to expect for the finals, man. All right.
Much appreciated,
luck,
brother. Drive safe, and and we'll talk later.
Hey, one more thing.
Yeah.
To the chat. Let me make something clear. I wore that Ronaldo jersey to tease you guys. I'm not an actual Ronaldo fan. I'm actually a big Messi fan. I tried to set the record straight. I hope no one took a picture of me in that jersey because I look very stupid after 5-1. I would look very. I don't be trolling the internet. That's the one thing I'm scared of. So, but anyway, shout out to y'all for having me on the channel. And shout out to the chat. Yeah.
All right, man.
I know,
Be
man.
easy, brother.
In the clown jersey and stuff. Take care, Chris. Take care, guys.
All right. Later, brother. So that's Manny for you. Hey, that's a stand-up move by Manny. He came on, joined the show after NYCFC got the schlecking tonight. And listen, you gotta give him props for that. Dr. T saying, "Don't lie, Manny." Yeah, he told this before. He's not a Pinaldo fan. You know what I just learned recently? I was playing against someone in FIFA, and I kicked his ass, by the way. And then I told him to, if he likes Inter Miami or Messi, check out Batter Herons on YouTube. And he's like, "Oh, I don't like Messi. I'm a Bicho fan." I'm like, a Bicho fan? Like, Bicho is talking about like another man's, right? I mean, that's the way I think a Bicho is, or like a bug. And apparently, when you're part of the Bicho squad, or you like the Bicho or whatever, that's like Ronaldo. That's like a code for Ronaldo. So Ronaldo has Bicho fans, which makes absolutely no sense. I'm like literally laughing by myself. And yes, Manny is actually a cool dude. I've known him for a lot of years. And Mr. Krabs saying Manny's related to Daniel. No wonder I don't like him. Be nice, guys. No, and listen, I'm just being honest, Nancy. I didn't know his nickname. Ronaldo's nickname is Bicho. La Pulga versus El Bicho, so they're both bugs. Well, I know La Pulga is like Messi's like nickname. But then El Bicho, actually, Chris, it does make sense. I mean, it does make sense, I guess. And shout out to Star Wars Satan with a $2 super slam. That was an old-fashioned Alabama ass whooping. That's perfect. Yes, I don't know what an old-fashioned Alabama ass whooping is, but I don't want any parts of any old-fashioned Alabama ass whooping. So no thanks for that. Alpha saying here, hashtag La Familia, need to create the sickest South American style flares lighting up Fort Lauderdale, airspace instruments glaring, big ass tifo. That tifo game better be on fire. I really hope so, because they did bring out some banners, saying to dream on or to, to, I guess, to win. And I forgot what it said. I'm not 100% certain what it said. And then shout out to I am Sanity. Says, who we signing when Jordy and Boosie leaves us with a 1999 Super Slam? I don't know who we're signing, but I do know that they were interested in Regilon. And I think that they were interested in, there's been a couple players that they've been showing interest in. A lot of people saying, false names online. I don't know how serious it is. But the fact that we just signed Bright, I guess, sort of takes us into the direction of Bright and RDP playing in the midfield. Yes, Kai Wagner is another name that's sort of been linked as well. Bruni Sense is actually mentioned. Shout out to Bruno. Said people got banned from the stadium last time they shot out Roman candles in the Vasco da Gama match. It's not allowed because of the airport for safety. Yeah, that's true. MZX6R saying it was good to see Jordy and Boosie celebrating the Eastern Champions Cup. I cannot wait to be able to see us celebrating this MLS Cup next week. But look, before we do that, let's keep talking about the game. We talked about the 2 Alba goals, the beautiful pass by Jordi Alba. The 2 Allende goals, the beautiful pass by Alba. Then we're going to move ahead to the 37th minute, where in that moment, again, Danny ended up texting me, said, Manny said set pieces. And it was a beautiful pass from Maxi Morales, and Justin Hack heads it into the goal. And really the one thing that I saw that stood out in that replay is that Silvetti, he made sort of an early defensive run and kept Hack onside. Which, if there's any nitpicking, I guess, that we could do would be that him and Allende were making a little quick early runs on defense, keeping some people onside. And specifically on that play, he ended up keeping Hack onside. And that ends our half. Now, at halftime, typically I ask the question to Danny, or Danny asked me, how'd you feel at halftime? When I was watching the game, I felt like it was a very competitive game. They ended up scoring at an opportune time. I don't feel like we played our best football up until that point. I felt like it was a very sort of back and forth game. And I was just looking at some of the stats from the game, I guess, by the halftime, and we ended up carrying 53% of the possession, and we had essentially 10 fouls versus their 7 fouls. Equally, we were at yellow cards with 2, and essentially at that point we had 3 shots on target, 5 shots in total, 3 shots on target, with them having 3 shots in total and 2 shots on target. I felt like we were a little bit more aggressive, but at the same time, I felt like at the second half that we were going to come out with some more goals. I don't know. I feel like we're like a pretty well-oiled machine at this point as a team, especially considering with this starting 11, they've been playing fantastic together. Mr. Manny saying, Chris, ciao, man. Catch you up after the finals. Absolutely, Mr. Manny. Don't forget to like the video before you head out, guys. We're still going to be rocking and rolling. We're still doing this breakdown. Okay. We end up starting the half, and I felt good. I felt good about the second half. I felt like we were playing a lot better. The game opened up a little bit more because NYCFC had to sort of chase the game. Wolf actually comes in for sure for NYCFC. And then in the 57th minute, you had Ian Frey come in for Wagon. And again, this was Wagon. He had a couple fouls. had a yellow card already. Noah Allen wasn't playing, I guess, necessarily his best. And I think Mascherano ended up making the change with Yannick Bright and Noah Allen because he moved Busquets back to play center back. So Bruni says, shout out to you, 110 likes. That's what's up, guys. Thank you guys so much for the likes tonight. And listen, Soccer Daddy, I got the sazon. That's why I'm cooking tonight, okay? That's why I'm cooking. And Mr. Krabs is saying CJ Dos Santos is hurt. Wow. Remember, he had like an injury, I think he had like a head injury that clash that he had. I forgot what game it was. I don't know if he went through like a concussion protocol or something like that. But you know, I don't know if he's going to come back for the championship. Suresh is saying Messi was so quiet today. Plus the referee was fucked. Yeah. I mean, the referee was absolute dog water. The referee was dog water. So, and there was a play I just want to mention. I don't know why this guy, Nico, in the first half, wasn't handed a red card after literally hooking and tackling Falcon to the ground like a legit WWE wrestler. Alpha's asking, Chris, can you and Danny get a meetup spot so the community can celebrate together like a bar spot where you can do a live show? Danny and I talked about doing a live show. I don't know if you guys remember. We were planning on doing it at a place in Wynwood. We never ended up getting, together to go ahead and do that. And we wanted to get a lot of people to go. We're still working and thinking about doing that. We got a lot of plans for the next season. But again, that's something that we were thinking about doing. So in the second half, guys, a couple substitutions were made. And then we get to our third goal of the game. Now, this third goal of the game was scored by Matteo Silvetti, assisted by none other than Messi. And this, if I'm not mistaken, was at the point where you have the block. I believe that was the block that Rocco had in the game where he sort of outstretched the play that Manny was talking about, where Hack had an opportunity, sort of kicked it a little differently. And then it literally, I mean, the trajectory of it was actually harder to block if Hack would have had a cleaner attempt at it. And I mean, Rocco, outstretched with cat-like reflexes, blocked it. And it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful block. And For the Bees is saying, I live in North Carolina, love Pink and Messi and his life story, and choice to come to USA elevates us all, enjoy sports, supporting Inter Miami teams like Beckham, story and seeing soccer interest in America grow. Yay. Yes, in America grow. Yeah, I mean, look, I think that's the idea here, is that we want to get the support within, obviously, the United States. World War I goal saying, thanks, NC, for supporting. And Mike V saying, Rocco over Debu. I am with you. I know there's a lot of people that are literally going to throw shots at me for saying that. But Bruni says, I call Rocco El Tigre. And El Tigre ends up blocking a beautiful block. And then later on a quick run, Messi ends up getting it on the side, sort of at the top of the box, maybe a little bit inside, stops, turns on a dime, kicks it, passes it over to Silvetti, who makes it right back on time onside. And the one thing I love about Silvetti is that he doesn't hesitate, try to do a second or third touch. The ball was right there, and he just took it and just put pen to paper and just signed on the dotted line and got that third goal for Inter Miami. It was a beautiful shot. It was an absolute beautiful shot. Baltasar, after that, ends up getting a yellow card at the 70th minute. And at that point, you started to see, as watching the game, that Baltasar was kind of, I guess, I don't want to say running on fumes, but you can tell that his time was coming up. He made a pretty good play towards the end before he got subbed on. And we can be able to go ahead and do that. We can be able to go ahead and see that Baltasar was running on fumes. And we got Telasco Segovia, who ends up coming in for him, and he ends up making a hell of a difference, which was fantastic. I mean, a lot of people were saying, no, he couldn't make a difference, but I mean, I felt like he was doing pretty good. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys saw, but I felt like Telasco Segovia was when he got on the pitch, he played pretty well. Aside from a couple bad passes, I felt like Segovia was playing pretty well. We got Shmoove, is saying Allende is the greatest postseason scorer of all time in the MLS. He basically is at this point. No, he basically is. I think, what is it, like 8 goals in the playoffs or some foolish stuff like that, or he's like tied for the most goals in MLS playoffs. So that's like pretty fantastic. And then so here we'll just keep running down the line here. So Telasco Segovia comes in, Justin Hack gets a yellow card, and then at this point, at the 82nd minute, we got Silvetti, who finally comes off the pitch, and Luis Suarez comes into the game. At this point, we're only winning 3-1. We're only winning 3-1. I'm pretty sure everybody felt comfortable. EMZX is asking, how many goals does Allende have? I'm not sure how many goals he has. Jeez, and my iPad literally just died. Let's see. I got to see if I can be able to look it up. I'm not 100% sure. If anybody's in the chat that wants to help me out with that and let me know how many goals. Okay, hold on. We got Isid Sands is saying 8 goals. Yeah, so my number was right. Yeah, he scored 8 goals. Yep. 8, I think, for the postseason. Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's tied. I don't know if he has the record. Here's Danny with the armchair quarterbacking here. Thank you. Shout out to Danny for watching on the drive home. Shout out to you for watching. I needed that. 8 goals. And I don't know. Oh, look, wait. Mike V is saying it. There's a lot of people saying 8 is the record. Allende has 8. So he's tied. Look at that. You guys say I don't have ball knowledge. I came on here. I said 8 without anybody's help. And I said it was tied without anybody help, without any sort of Google or help or anything. Tied for the record. Now, this I do need help with. Danny just ended up sending it to me with Carlos Ruiz in 2002. But that doesn't count. He was playing against like plumbers and gardeners. He has the record. Messi got 7. Ian Sanity is saying that. And Bruni says, Mike still says hashtag fire Tata. Listen, I mean, I like Tata. Okay. I did like Tata. I like Tata Martino. But let's keep running down this, guys. So Luis Suarez comes in. And luckily, a couple minutes later, literally 1 or 2 minutes later, Telasco Segovia gets a beautiful assist from Jordi Alba. And this was off of a turnover where I believe you have Telasco Segovia running it on the left flank, on the left side. He's running it down, and you see Jordi Alba just hauling ass like the road runner down the middle of the pitch, down the heart of the pitch. He makes sort of an overlapping run, which was just fantastic knowledge, like fantastic play by him for knowing to make that overlapping run. Segovia makes the perfect leading pass, and Jordi Alba knows the defenders are just going to gobble that up. They're going to run up to him. He ends up backheeling it to Segovia. In reality, he had somebody to his right side. Segovia said, nah, I'm going to take this. This is mine, and blasted in the back of the net. My name is Jeff. Says, Chris, you're going to be watching San Diego and Vancouver? Yeah, I'll probably watch a little bit of it. And Mike V is saying, Mascherano super duper in. And Con Lee, yeah, you mentioned it. Segovia with the perfect timing. I think Segovia, in terms of like quality minutes as a sub, this game was probably the best substitute in the entire game. As far as like quality of minutes and what he offered to the game, I think that Segovia by far used the minutes that he obtained and really, really like quality-based minutes out of him. Trucho is saying Messi got 6 goals and 7 assists in the playoffs. Now, Mascherano forever, Soccer Daddy. I mean, look, we got one more game, Soccer Daddy. I did say last episode that I'm happy with the way that Mascherano has been holding it down, and I feel like he's made the right decisions to earn his job, because he made some decisions that took some cojones. And that's kind of what you want out of your manager, right? Somebody that's going to have some cojones to make the tough decisions. So as far as the last goal, because that goal made it 4-1. As far as the last goal comes, literally 6 minutes later at the 89th minute, Allende ends up getting an assist by Yannick Bright. Okay. And Allende ends up saying, I'm not walking away without my Hattie. Says, I'm going to make sure that I hold it down as man of the match other than Messi. And it's funny because right before that goal, I was thinking, who would I give man of the match of other than Messi? And it wasn't going to be Allende, because that's a little too obvious. I mean, 2 goals. I wasn't going to give it to him. I was going to give it to someone else. When we get to that point, I'll go ahead and I'll let you guys know who it was going to be. And essentially, that wraps up the game. And yes, Soccer Daddy, that Allende chip was nasty. I mean, at this point, listen, my name is Jeff. I'm not a cosmic Allende hater. I literally have been stroking Allende's ego all podcasts, all show. Allende is the guy. And yes, I mean, there's no arguing Trucho that Allende is the man of the match. There's no arguing that. Before he scored the goal, I'll just tell you who I had it. Before he scored the goal, I was going to pick Jordi Alba, because Jordi Alba had great assists, just his effort on that run. He played well defensively. So as far as like contribution just completely in the game, aside from just the goal scoring, and look, Trucho is saying it here, Alba was second. I mean, look, but you see, there's the 1 and 2. That's not, he's not far off. But when you got a guy with 3 goals, he's got the full house. He's got the full house. It's unbeatable. So, and 1 World 1 Goal has it perfect right here. Tell Danny he upgraded his fanny pack bag of tricks to a duffel bag. No, he didn't get a duffel bag. 1 World 1 Goal. He got like a full-blown JanSport backpack now, like with 7 or 8 extra unnecessary pockets. And Mr. Spider Pig saying Matt Freezed. That's a perfect play on words. That's a perfect play on words. So, man of the match other than Rocco. Rocco is a good contender for that, because if you really think about it, that block that he had was before the 3rd goal, if I'm not mistaken. It was before the Matteo Silvetti goal. So if it wasn't for that block, they would have tied it 2-2. It would have been a different game. I mean, you guys saw it. Look, Stancy, you said you wanted the cat. There's the cat right there. The cat's right there. Luna. Yeah, Luna. Stancy wanted to see you. Now, like I said, look, Rocco almost gifted a sitter. Yes, there was a pass that he made to Falcon where they both just were not on the same page. There was only one pass, Soccer Daddy. Bad passes in the second half. Rocco saved the second half. Michael Neira is saying here. Oh my goodness. Sean Rodriguez coming in here with some numbers. Danny loves numbers, so he's going to love this. Chris, did you see the stat of the last 4 games? The aggregate score between playoffs is 13-1. Rico is saying Luna could care less about game recap. Luna just finished watching the game. She can care less about who Messi is. But yes, Bruni, Rocco was a stud. Like I said, if he didn't make that block, that would have tied the game 2-2. And who knows what kind of game we would have been covering right now. We don't know what kind of game it would have been. It probably would have been a little different. Who knows? I mean, Inter Miami, I think, could have still won. But at the same time, it would have changed the feel of the game. It would have changed it. Absolutely. So there's your game. Silvetti ends up getting on the scoreboard. Segovia ends up getting on the scoreboard along with Allende, gets 3 goals. And then you have Yannick Bright with an assist, Jordi Alba with an assist, Messi with an assist. Actually, Alba with 2 assists. And I don't know if Busquets was credited, but he had the first assist of the game. So it was a perfect game. You had so many contributions from so many players here. I mean, think about it. You had Tadeo Allende, Silvetti. You had Segovia, who's not even on the starting 11, that scored goals. You had Busquets with an assist. You had Jordi Alba with 2. And then you got Bright with an assist and Messi with an assist, right? Out of the 7 people I mentioned, 5 of the 7 are on the pitch. And you had a pretty holistic involvement from everyone. Everyone had a huge contribution. And Trucho is saying that was all Busquets' assist. Look, Luna's trying to make sure we don't forget about Busquets' assists. And we got it locked in. We got it locked in. And yes, Rubita saying the final needs a good ref. Most of the MLS refs are garbage, are poop. They're not all poop. Get the Canadian guy. I think it's the Canadian guy. He's good. And I like the Spanish dude with like the real the comb over guy. He's a really good ref. Give me those 2 guys. One of those 2 guys, and I think it's going to be a good game. So let's get to it. We're going to talk a little bit about the que penas. We're going to talk about who stood out, and then we're gonna talk about who played the best in the game. Let me see here. I think I have someone that's going to be joining me. Oh, not yet. We won't get to them. So we'll talk about standouts, que pena, and man of the match other than Messi. So first, we'll talk about the standouts. And usually I like to talk about the starting 11, but I'm going to pick 3, and one of them is going to be a bench person, right? So the 2 that stood out to me, I'm going to just say it right now. Jordi Alba was a huge standout. To be able to contribute with 2 assists, play very good defensively, and to be able to have that sort of contribution to the game. Okay, wait, we're getting a lot of just updated now coming in. Vancouver just scored. Vancouver goal. Vancouver just scored 1-0 Vancouver. Holy cow. Vancouver just scored. It looks like we're going to be playing a Canadian team if this is how it keeps going. And yes, this is what I called EMZ. I called Mueller versus Messi. This is what I said was going to be the matchup. Mueller versus Messi. And listen, if anybody in MLS wants to script right for the matchup for this Saturday for the MLS champions, for the MLS Cup, that is the most beautiful storyline you could do. We lost against Vancouver in a tournament earlier this year. You have 2 big names with Mueller and Messi. You have, I mean, there's I think no better matchup in terms of like selling a story other than Vancouver versus Inter Miami. So standouts, hold on, we got a couple people. So Pedro Potter saying Alba, Silvetti, and Rocco. Anybody else have a couple standouts? Well, we have Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba is seen as a standout. And Ian Sanity. I've read this like 4 times already. Says, que pena, Danny, for not showing up. Danny, I mean, look, there's still time. I don't know where he is, but he drives like a grandma, so I imagine he's not going to make it on time. So we have Allende standout, Jordi Falcon. That's a good choice, Conley. Falcon is a very good choice. So the people I'm going to pick are Jordi Alba. He was a standout player. I'm going to go with Falcon because Falcon did play fantastic defense. He played very physical. He held it down between him and Noah Allen and played the whole game. And the third standout that I'm going to go with is I'm going to go with Telasco Segovia. Because like I said, when I was talking about Segovia, I felt like his minutes that he played were probably the most, just holistically, the best amount of minutes that a substitute could make and actually bring value to the team in those limited minutes. I mean, he came onto the pitch 72nd minute, so he played 18, 19 minutes, and those 18 and 19 minutes were fantastic. I mean, in those 18 and 19 minutes, we scored 2 goals, and he contributed both on offense and on defense. Now, I want to talk a little about the que pena, because the issue with the que pena is we had a fantastic game. There were a couple players that did not play well, and I want to look up. You know what? I'm not even going to look it up yet. Foot mob. Let's see. So I'm just going to take a guess. Who do you guys think got the worst rating? And I only want the people that haven't looked at Foot Mob yet to tell me, okay? So don't cheat. Don't go to Foot Mob. Don't go to SofaScore. Don't go to any of those sites. Tell me who you guys thought got the worst score. And I'll know who's going to be in the chat telling me the truth or who's lying. Like Muhammad, I believe you. I don't think you went to SofaScore. Okay. Michael, I believe you too. Oh, 1-1 goal throwing a Rodriguez. Rico throwing Rodriguez. Soccer Daddy, I feel like you went to SofaScore. You definitely went to SofaScore. I believe you went to SofaScore, so you're super cheating. Rubita saying Cello. Conley saying Baltasar. Oh my goodness. EMZXR. Are you serious? Vancouver is up 2-0. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Let me get the stat guys on it. Vancouver versus. Oh my goodness. EMZX, you're right. Vancouver's up 2-0. Literally scored an own goal was scored for San Diego. Wow. Now, Trucho is saying, I think that Paul hated that he kept arguing with the ref. I feel like he played pretty good. I feel like the Paul played pretty good. All right, Soccer Daddy, I'm going to check. I'm going to check right now. There's no way Suarez got the que pena according to Foot Mob. I'm going to look it up right now. I don't want to see anything. What is this thing? All right, let's see. So let's go to lineup. So the lowest scoring player in according to SofaScore. No, according to FOTMob. According to FOTMob, the lowest scoring player was Baltasar by a mile. Noah Allen had a 6.9 rating. Baltasar had a 6.1 rating. Hold on. Alpha chiming in here saying, Chris, give Danny this stat. Alpha is loading at the moment. He hasn't thrown the stat yet. But Danny, you're listening and it's coming. Because I'm about to give you a stat that Alpha is literally pinging in pretty soon. The loner saying, I'm pissed with Miami admin. He keeps on editing tweets and don't know how to elevate moments through tweets. I haven't seen anything. But Alpha chimes in with his stats, says total matches. FC Barcelona played against Bayern Munich 12 times during Messi's time at the club from 2004 to 2021. Victories. Barcelona won 3 matches against Bayern Munich. Those are nice stats. We like numbers. Danny likes them more, and those are good stats. And yes, Rico, Baltasar sucked big time. There's only 2 players on the starting lineup that got ranked in the 6s, and that is Baltasar with the worst, 6.1. Actually, Noah Allen didn't even rank second worst. That was Wagon. Wagon ranked 6.7. Noah Allen ranked 6.9. Everybody else got a 7 and above, with Allende being the only one in the 8. He got ranked 8.7. Obviously, with 3 goals. The worst players in the whole match, I mean, Freeze is a 3.5. You had Raul, Martins, and Gray, who were ranked 4.7 and 4.8 and 4.9. That is awful. That is awful. There's only one person that got ranked like green in NYCFC. That's 7.4 with Maxi Morales. Alpha says 2 draws and 7 losses. I'm assuming you're talking about the Barcelona Bayern Munich thing. So, yeah, I mean, H. Samun is saying Mueller going to pay for 2014. So the Que Pena goes to officially to Baltasar Rodriguez. I felt like he was already losing some of his steam during the game. But for the most part, I feel like at the end of the day, Baltasar, the moment that he's not playing well and the coaching staff notices, I feel like they're going to bring on Segovia in the blink of an eye, and you're going to have a huge difference maker. That's a fantastic thing to have. To be able to have players like Yannick Bright, Segovia, and Luis Suarez, and you have Ian Frey coming off the bench. Like, guys, these are players that would be starters on other MLS teams. Absolute starters, studs. Like Segovia would be a stud in another team. And he's sitting on our bench. Like the moment Baltasar farts the wrong way, Telasco Segovia is coming in to rescue that position. Timothy Park is saying, Que pena to Manny. Manny already came on. He paid the piper. Que pena to him. If you guys want, you can link up with giving him some bashing. Hashtag Manny, you suck. And guys, don't forget to check out my son's channel at Battered Heron's Chris Son. Okay, throw him a subscribe. He's trying to increase subscribers. He does some content. He does some content with virtual, like VAR, soccer and stuff like that. So check him out. It's really cool. Ian Sanity is saying San Diego is quiet. Absolutely. And as far as like Que Pena, like I said, I think Baltasar or Noah Allen are fair to hand the Que Pena to. And Pedri is coming in. I'm going to keep putting up your messages, Pedri, because you've been a little bit more nicer lately after Peter Brown gave you the Paupowski in this episode. He says there's been 9 matches between Barca and Bayern when Messi was there. 5 wins for Bayern, 3 for Barca, and 1 draw. Ooh. Oh, so that means Bayern has had Messi's number in terms of Barcelona. Okay. Yeah, I don't batter my son, Rico. It's just part of the tag, okay? And that's what he named his at that. So when he chills in the chat with you guys and it comes up like an at like yours does, you guys can be able to see who he is. 89J Stubbs asking me if I went. No, I didn't go to the game, but I'm going to be going to the next game. Mueller, you're saying, Sani is saying Mueller is overrated player. I don't know about overrated, okay? Because whenever I play FIFA, he's a gold card. That's my rating. And not only that, but like Mueller is like, I don't know, I feel like he's timeless. I'm not too familiar with like Bundesliga and all this other stuff, but like I feel like he's like timeless. And EMZ is saying Peter Brown gave it to him. Yeah. But you know what, Pedri, he's all right. Let him be what he's got to do. You know what I'm saying? Let him do what he's got to do. And yes, World War I goal. I was with my daughter who's visiting from school. Go Gators! Yep, they actually played FSU today in like American football, and I think they won. I mean, UF is hot garbage, like straight up like dog water right now in football, which is surprising. And but that's who gets the que pena. Man of the match other than Messi, like I mentioned before, that's gonna go to your boy ALL Yende, okay? And I was gonna give it to Jordi Alba because of his contribution in terms of assists. We're gonna get other opinions on this too. I'm gonna bring somebody onto the program now, so we can talk a little bit more, and so that way you can get another opinion, not just mine's, okay? Because you guys love my ball knowledge, but I like to bring other people with ball knowledge too. We got Matt from SoFlo Soccer. What's going
Hell
on,
yeah.
Matt, guys?
What's up? What's up, Chris? Dude, I literally just got home like 30 seconds ago. I had to load up really quick.
Dude.
Oh, dude, I missed you. Were you not at the game? I was
No,
looking
man,
for you.
I didn't go.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
my daughter came in from town from college, and
Oh, that's nice, though.
I decided to hang out here. And next game, I'm guaranteeing to go, whether hell or
Okay.
high water. I'm walking from Homestead.
Beautiful. I know. I was literally looking for you because I saw Danny, and I wanted to get a group picture of us because I'm like, yeah. We won the East, but no, man, what a game! What a game! I don't know what you talked about, but
I literally already went through the whole
perfect, that's
post
fine.
game.
Okay.
But I mean, generally, I mean, we could speak general. Like, I mean, how was the game? Like, how was the vibe there?
It was electric. It was heating up from start to finish. I mean, it was getting packed from like pretty like around 6 o'clock. Everybody started showing up. They gave us all these. Hold on, let me show you. They gave us these.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's backwards, but it says
That's
Eastern
how it
Conference
looks.
Final.
Oh, for those of you on audio, he's showing off the pink towel that they gave away at the stadium, Eastern Conference Final, with the date on the bottom, right?
Yeah. So is there a date? Oh my God, there's no date. No, there's no. Oh yeah, there is a date.
Yeah, I think it's on the bottom.
Yeah, November 29, 2025. And yeah, it says it's Miami time. Yeah, no, it's awesome. And we were waving these all game. Everybody got one. It was all in their seats. But the game from beginning to end, it was amazing, and everybody was hype. Everybody was yelling. Like the NYCFC supporters, because they're to our left, right, where we sit in our normal seats as members.
They're rowdy.
They were going crazy for the first couple minutes, and then as soon as we scored, they shut up, and we never heard them after that first goal. We didn't hear them after that. But no, it was awesome. It was amazing. I recorded all the goals. I'll send them to you. I recorded all the goals from my phone. I was gonna send them to you, but the service was so bad. Like not all 5, but all the 3 goals.
Dude, what are you doing? You need to put that together like in a package.
I'm gonna try
and like throw that on a short real quick.
No, I have to. I was trying to piece it together on the way over here, but there was too much going on. So I'm gonna try to do it like after my live tonight. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It's so much fun, man. 5 goals. I mean, 5-1 hat trick from Tadeo Allende. I don't think anybody was expecting that. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I'm out of breath. I gotta catch my breath.
No, it was
my voice is gone.
Fantastic.
Also, I was screaming with my dad.
Yeah,
it was awesome. Yeah,
no, for sure. And look, I mean, I did miss it. And Mr. Krabs is saying regrets not going. He would have took 20 of those towels. I probably would have. I probably would have taken 20. I would have sent
for the most part,
guys.
people were
civilized.
stuff to
people.
For the most part, people were civilized.
Yeah,
because
it
was on their cups and stuff.
Yes. How did you feel after the first half? Like, I mean, I don't want you to do your, like the post game,
No.
but like after the second half, like how'd you feel?
Oh no! So when halftime came about, it was what 2-1, right? We scored 2. At the end, they scored 2 golazos. 2 golazos. already hyped up. I think Hawk scored the equalizer. It bummed us a little bit, but going into half, I felt super
Yeah.
good. I felt super, super, super good, and I knew there was at least a third one coming. I wasn't expecting 5. I'm going to tell you that right now, but I knew there was a third one coming. I had zero doubt. I thought we were looking good. I thought our defense could have been, I don't want to say a little bit better. There were certain players that could have been a little bit better, but I thought we tried to keep the intensity up. Messi was getting like 4 guys on him all game long.
Yeah, for sure.
So he couldn't create. But no, I was feeling good going into the second half. Like I knew we were going to win it from the get-go. And it was just, I guess the only matter was how many goals we were actually going to score. And I guess it was 5.
Well, and I want to bring up this comment here real quick. Ian Sanity is saying, did anyone else see how Messi really didn't give a fuck about the trophy? He was like, what is this tin can? This is the way I want him to react, because next week is when I need him to be able to be happy about that cup.
No, 1000%. I mean, like I'm sure you saw it on TV, but it was a disgrace of a trophy.
Vancouver's up 2-0.
Yeah, we were watching the game. We were watching the game on the way back, but that trophy, that Eastern Conference Cup, was a disgrace of a trophy. I know, like, this doesn't count towards any, real trophy.
It looks like a wine glass.
It was yes, it was little. It was so tiny. It was so bad, but it's okay because it doesn't matter. We're focused on next week. But yeah, Messi, nobody really cared. They were just excited that they won, I guess, right? Going into the final.
Well, and before we head out, Matt, so that way everybody can jump off of here and jump over to you, so that way they can watch you with the post game. I want you to give me your standout, your que pena, and your man of the match.
The standout has to be Tadeo Allende. He has to take that one. The que pena one. Let me see.
By the way, just to give you a little bit more context with the que pena.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you want me to give you the ratings. I can give you the Thought Mob ratings.
No. Don't give me. No, not yet. I want to see if Mike Pena would match.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see if Mike Pena will match the rating. Hold on, because I didn't look at the ratings yet.
Okay.
Okay. Don't. I'm not gonna look at the comments either. Let me see.
No, don't do that. Block them.
Yeah, no, I'm blocking the comments right now. Que pena. I would say the que pena would go to maybe Falcon. Falcon, I didn't think had a good game.
Okay.
No, I don't think had a good game either. Baltasar looked a little slower than usual, but I think Falcon. I didn't like Falcon tonight, in my opinion. Or Allen, but it's one of them, one of the two. I didn't like either of them, to be honest. And I'm a huge
shout out to Vici Miami.
Hey,
saying, let's go.
Ciao. Así es.
For the 4. So let's go. And just, I guess, so we could finish off, go ahead and let me know who you think is the man of the match other than Messi.
The man of the match has to be Tadeo Allende has to be man of the match. I thought he was so clinical, man. He was so clinical tonight, and props to him after the season, or after literally, myself included, everybody hating on him earlier in the season. He's really stepped it up when it mattered the most, and he showed it tonight. He showed it last time against Cincy, and hopefully he can show it next week against well, it looks like right now Vancouver, but. Yeah, no, Tadeo Allende through and through.
Well, Kun Lee has some words here. Chris, today it's man of the match other than Allende. So flowers go to Allende.
That's true. If it's not Allende, then it has to be, I don't even know who I would give it to. Maybe Silvetti for scoring his second back-to-back goals. Maybe Jordi Alba for getting, I think he got 2 assists. It has to be one of those, probably. Huge standouts.
Well, I guess before I end it and let you get on to your show so that we can get started, let me get your final thoughts. After the game, it's over. Next week is championship time, baby. I'm going over there. For sure. You got to go over there.
We're all gonna be there. Everybody's gonna be there.
Yes.
My whole family's gonna be there. We're all there. It's gonna be a party. And no, final thoughts, guys. Tonight was an amazing night. We made history once again as a very young club. But obviously we're gonna enjoy this victory. We're gonna take it all in, and then next week is the real deal, man. Uno más is what the Mas had to say when he was presenting us the trophy. We still have one more to go, but we're going to enjoy this win. We're going to enjoy this victory, and we're going to enjoy this form, this incredible form that we've been on now. Enjoy every second while it counts, because we never know when this is going to happen again. So, vamos Miami. Hopefully we can take it home next week.
Fuck yeah, dude. I can't wait. Guys, listen, and I'm going to end the show a little bit with Matt out of here, but guys, you guys got to catch up at SoFlo Soccer, hashtag SoFlo Soccer. Please go to his channel. Check him out literally right after we're done. All 195 of you guys that are hanging out here, I need to see you next door. Okay? For sure.
I appreciate it.
So shout out to you, Matt. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. I know you just got home, but I guess get prepared so that way you can be able to get your show rocking and popping.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna rock and roll as soon as this is over. I'm starting it up. We're moving. I'm going off of this momentum right now.
Let's go, dude. Let's go. Man. All right, catch you later, Matt.
All right, guys, have a good night.
All right, and guys, we're gonna just go ahead and we're gonna end it right there. One thing I do want to say is I want to thank you guys all for hanging out with me tonight. We've been here for about an hour and a half doing the show. It's been fantastic. Thank you so much to Matt from SoFlo Soccer joining me. Solana joining me from the stadium. Hopefully they found that kid that was misplaced or something. Shout out to Danny for helping me out in the text watching live. And much appreciated, guys. Thank you guys so much. If you guys like the content and you guys like the show and liked having fun, go ahead and throw us a like. For those of you listening on audio, thank you guys so much for listening. Click 5 stars and put hashtag Manny you suck for the NYCFC debacle that they had today. And for those of you hanging out in the chat with me, you guys are the best part of this show, of this whole entire podcast that we do. Hit the thumbs up, like Leatherface says. Que pena San Diego. Boo to Danny. Absolutely. Soccer daddy. And guys, thank you guys so much for the kind words. I am the man of the match. I am not the man of the match. I'm just a guy that punches in and punches out, guys. I get paid my Café Butelo, and I'm good to go. Okay, guys? Yes, my son makes it on sub for a cookie. Better Hair on Chris' son. Guys, much appreciated. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Phenomenal win. Now we move forward to the championship next Saturday. Don't forget, at an awkward time, 2:30. But this week we're going to have some other stuff coming up. We'll go ahead and preview and throw everything out on Twitter so that way you guys see when we're going to get on. But much love to you guys. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Until the next one, mi gente, have a good one.